So we are starting with the next talk, and this is, can I manage my stress? So stress is a major problem for all of us, in the situation, the profession that we are. Sometimes stress is unavoidable. In the times that we are living, there's so many things on our plate, there's so many options available. Stress is bound to be there. In the circumstances, lifestyle that we live, everybody is working, and in the home front also there can be several areas where we can be under stress. In the profession, there can be demanding patients, there can be sometimes violent patients, and sometimes unpredictable situations that can put us under stress. So there are several areas where we can be stressed out, and it's a major problem that we face today. It's a root to about 2/3 of medical issues and lifestyle disorders that are being faced world over. So stress is essentially a feeling of emotional or physical tension, and it can come from any event or even a thought. There may not be any event, but just a thought without any event outside could just make us feel frustrated, angry or nervous. And stress is actually our body's own reaction to a challenge. And in short bursts, stress can be positive, such as when it helps you to avoid dangers or meet a deadline. So essentially, it looks like a paradox, but stress is actually a protective phenomenon, and it is meant, God has given us stress to help ourselves. The stress response helps the body to protect itself from any of the insults that the body may be undergoing. So stress response is the body's way to protecting us, and we can actually stay more focused, energetic and alert because of the catecholamine response that occurs with the stress. And in emergency situations, this response can actually save our life, because during while you're driving a car, you can suddenly, there's somebody comes in, pops up immediately on the road, you can apply a brake even without looking or without thinking about it. So it's a reflex, and this can avoid a major catastrophe. So actually this response is in a way protecting us. But the problem is, like any other responses in the body, that when it goes beyond certain point, then it starts causing damage to our own self, to our health, to our mood, to our productivity, our relationships and our quality of life. So stress is a major problem, and we need to think and deal with it in a way that we probably don't deal with it, because we just try to ignore our stress. So stress can be vocalized in several words. One of it is called the worries. Worries essentially means repeated thoughts occurring. Anxiety about what is going to happen or what will happen. This is what is likely to happen. It's for the past, it may be for the future, it could be for the present. And then there is something called stress response. So stress by definition actually is a response. It's a physical event that happens in the body because of worries or because of anxiety. So that is what is called as stress. And panic is an exaggerated form of stress response, and it could manifest even in a form of depression, or it can cause many of the other health related issues. So there are something called stressors. These are the situations that cause the stress, and most of the times this could be negative stressors, like an exhausting work schedule or a rocky relationship could create stress. But sometimes this could be positive events, like getting married. There's so much of work to do, buying a house, there's so much of paperwork to do, and these events, even though they are good events, even though we need to celebrate them, we end up getting stressed about these events. So the stress also can be linked to external factors, the situations that happen to us, unexpected situation that we come across, or they could be internal, self-generated, when we excessively worry about things that are trivial, which may or may not happen, and which may not have a rational outcome, that may be because of some pessimistic thoughts about our life, or this could be related to some of our past events that have happened, which gives us this stress. But let me tell you that stress is a very, very individualized phenomenon, and it depends a lot on our perception, how we perceive stress. And that's why something that is stressful to you may not be stressful to somebody else, and that somebody else may actually enjoy that event. So basically it's all about our perception, and we could change our perception. There is no doubt about it. Now, the factors that influence stress tolerance, yes, one is our sense of control, the confidence in our own self and perseverance of ourselves, so that we can navigate our way through the challenges that we face day in and day out in our life. So that sense of control, our own self-confidence, is very important to influence whether we will be stressed or not. Second is, of course, our support network. Sometimes sharing certain things can lighten our stress with our friends and our family, the kind of network that we have of the support. The third is our attitude and outlook. If it is optimistic, we like to embrace challenges, we have a sense of humor, we believe in a higher power, and we are willing to accept the change that comes with this stressful event, then probably we'll be able to accept and we'll probably able to move on with this stressful event. But if not, if our mindset is quite closed, it is a fixed mindset, we are not ready to take challenges, and we don't accept any other higher power in our life, then probably it will be more difficult, because then we'll keep on asking questions for which we don't have answers. And our ability to deal with our emotions, the emotional intelligence, emotional quotient, IQ, is now becoming increasingly more important in dealing with stress. And our knowledge and our preparation also is important. So let's enumerate the health problems. Of course, anything can go wrong because of the stress. Depression, anxiety, pain is also psychosomatic symptom. Sleep problems can happen because of excessive stress. We all know that digestive problems are very common, and there is a definite mind-gut axis. A lot of stress releases several neurochemicals which affect the digestive process. They give rise to all the acid peptic disorders, the GERD, dyspepsia, IBS, constipation, diarrhea, and so many other things. So digestive problems are very, very common with stress. Skin conditions, heart diseases, weight problems, reproductive issues, fertility issues, thinking and memory problems, all this can be related to stress. So the current science has shown that the mind and the body has a unifying concept. I mean, you can't say that this is in the mind and my body is not going to react. Anything that happens in the mind has a repercussion on the body, and that's why there is this healthy lifestyle is so very important, comprising of adequate sleep, exercises, balanced diet, stress, meditation, control your emotions. So managing stress needs staying balanced, staying focused, staying in control no matter what challenges we face in life, talking face to face with an understanding friend, using a regular yoga, exercise and meditation that can use as very good stress buffers for us, time with yourself essentially, which can help. Deep breathing techniques, mind and breathing also has a direct connection. The moment we start deep breathing, we can realize that our thoughts go down and we become more relaxed. So even if there is in a stressful situation suddenly, then the best thing is to take a deep breath and just cool and calm yourself down. So that will give you some time to respond to the situation rather than react to that situation and create more stress for yourself. So we can use our senses. It is said that you could just change your paradigm or perception regarding the stressful event and use something that cues of visual or taste sensation. Say for example, somebody likes green tea and is very stressed out, then you could just focus. You could just make a green tea for yourself and drink green tea and just relax for 5 to 10 minutes. Try to focus your mind and energies on something else, some different thoughts, and that will probably help you, take you away from the stress. So these are the techniques that we can use for changing our stressful situations and stress in the mind. Emotional intelligence is something a lot of it is being talked about these days. It's the ability to identify, understand and use our own emotions in a very positive way to relieve stress and anxiety, communicate effectively, empathize with others and overcome challenges and diffuse conflict. So a lot of studies have shown that people who have higher emotional intelligence are more successful than people who have higher intelligence quotient. So EQ is considered now to be much better than IQ for your better fulfillment of life. Ideal would be to have a high IQ and a high EQ both. But if you're given a choice, then an EQ is probably more important than IQ. And EQ has 4 main attributes. The first attribute is self-awareness. We must be aware about our own emotions, how they affect our thoughts and our behaviors. And we must know our strengths and weaknesses and have self-confidence to change these weaknesses and improve on our strengths. So this is the first step, is called the self-awareness. Second is the self-management. We must try and control our impulsive feelings and behaviors, manage our emotions in healthy ways, take initiative, follow commitments, and adapt to the changing lifestyle and circumstances. So this is the self-management. The third is we must have social awareness. In the environment that we live, we must understand the emotions, needs and concerns of other people, especially our family, our patients, our friends, and pick up emotional cues and feel so comfortable socially. And then of course the fourth aspect is relationship management, and this is the ability to develop and maintain good relations, communicate clearly, inspire and influence others, work well in a team and manage conflicts. And with this, you know now why emotional intelligence is so very important today in the world that we live in. If we really want to be successful, we have to be a good communicator, we have to develop good relations, we have to develop good win-win relations, we have to work in teams and diffuse crisis. So all this definitely requires a lot of understanding, efforts, awareness, and we have to keep learning and thinking and changing ourselves. So then there can be some stress busters which can help us. Creating regular schedule is the most important stress buster. Clean up your mess on your workspaces. Because if you keep seeing the mess every day, you're not going to feel quiet and calm about it, and that's why better for everybody in the organization. Take time off from work. You can have areas where you are working intensely, deep focus, and then you should take some time off the work, defocus, and then you can come back again and focus. So this is the way you can take time off. A short afternoon naps, as I said, are quite good stress busters. Using hobbies like music, painting, dancing, whatever you like, you enjoyed as a child. Yeah, you could take this up. You can relearn them again. You could use them to use it for giving you a calming effect or enjoyment, or even for just a stress buster. And of course, once you take a hop off from your work, you could plan a vacation. Spending good quality family time itself is a good stress buster, and it can help you. So regular exercises is one of the best stress busters, and of course yoga, meditation are also very, very important stress busters that we can use. Meditation is considered to be a magic pill because it increases awareness in the present moment. It improves our focus and concentration, and it can help us to take better decisions. Meditation is one ancient Indian wisdom which has been most scientifically studied, and it has shown that from the alpha activity that the brain is normally active while we are conscious, we move more towards theta and delta waves in the brain while we do more and more meditation. That helps us to become calm, become aware about ourselves, and can develop better focus, concentration and decision making. This is what science tells us, and we can become more efficient, we can relax more, we can rejuvenate better, and this gives us less stress and anxiety in our work schedule. So even 10 minutes of meditation every day can do wonders, and that's why I would recommend very strongly for everyone, at least 10 minutes spend time for yourself, and this will really help you to calm down and cool down. Just focus on your breathing. Just let your thoughts come, because they'll come and go, Just don't worry, just be a patient observer. You just need to be a patient observer. If you listen to some noises, voices, just listen. Don't interpret, just without interpreting, just listen, just be an observer, just observe your breath, just relax and just feel the peace that is there within your mind. That will help you to touch base with your peaceful inner being, and that will help you a lot. Coming to the last part of the stress, and there are a lot of people who suggest or who feel that having a spiritual outcome could be a good solution to the stress. And most of our stress is born out of our feeling of inadequacy and incompleteness, and it constantly keeps us in new desires. Our likes and dislikes are so strong that these are the main forces that create stress in ourselves, because we like something but we are not able to get it, so that's what creates the stress. We dislike some people or we dislike some situations, but those situations come back haunting to us again and again, and that creates more stress for us. So we need to understand, me and mine are our main enemies. Me is the ego that we have, and mine is the attachment that we have for all our people, for our objects, for our things, and this is what creates a lot of problem and a lot of stress. So if we can understand all this, and we can understand why we have only our kind of adhikaritva in karma and not in the karma phala. If you can understand this karma phala theory, most of the time we feel that when I'm doing this much, I must get this much reward. But if I don't get that reward, I get more upset, I get more frustrated. So if you understand this, that how this theory works, what is my role, what is the role of the universe in giving me the reward, so in that situation we can understand. And there are people who feel that if you trust God sufficiently, then there is no stress. If you don't trust God sufficiently, then of course you have all the stress in the world. So there are saints who believe that good outcome is God's will, but not so good outcome if you achieve, it's God's grace. It gives you some opportunity to think for yourself and improve upon yourself and do better next time. So this, if we can develop this kind of an attitude, what the saints have, we can definitely become less stressful, we can definitely become much happier and much more, we can enjoy the life. So again, coming back, yes, I can manage my stress. We must know what is stress, how it manifests, what are the stressors, what creates stress, what are the stress busters. We must feel calm, relaxed, more happy, and this will improve our efficiency, productivity, and ultimately the final solution may be that we surrender ourselves to the Almighty. Then it is probably the solution for all the stress we have. So with this, I thank you all for this